So is India winning this? I came straight to the point.
I mean, you never say never, but this is going to be a task. And truth be told, you see why it is that Pune, these teams prefer batting first? Because it's 206.
Good sportsmanship
206.
from Hardik Pandya.
Congratulating the captain already.
Gave a pat on his back, Dasun Chanaka.
But batting first, how does batting first affect 7 free hits that you give?
I mean,
What has that got to do with the toss?
that has nothing to do with the toss, truth be told. But yes, as Ricky Patel puts it, today is no ball.
And I just wanted to know how many of those 5 no balls that Arshdeep gave went for 6.
I think almost all of them went for boundary.
I can give you the full stat.
One I remember was a full blooded
The
yawn.
following deliveries went for 6 twice. I remember that clearly. So the follow-up delivery or the free hit was
Twice. And I
twice.
believe a couple of
Was
those
what
no balls
delivery?
also went for 6s.
I think a couple of the free hits
Free
were no
hits
balls
or
which
no
went
balls
for
which went
sixes.
for 6.
Oh yeah, that too.
No, but
yes.
okay.
Yes, yes.
I'll give you the full stat. So 7 free hits in all in the innings, 22 runs. Total 7 free
My
hits.
problem here being the follow-up
22
delivery.
runs. No, those are free 22 runs that you've given over and above the 20 overs that you bowled.
You bowled an extra
So
over.
basically, if you had not bowled those 7 free hits, it would have been whatever 22 runs less, which would have been around 180 something.
No, but you
is
did
what-
bowl those no balls, no? But you did bowl those
That's what I'm saying. So the difference is setting a target of 180 odd, where Sri Lanka have batted well and you got hammered, vis-a-vis now chasing a 205,
6
6. So 7.
to 7.
So yeah, so that's the big difference. 280 something vis-a-vis chasing 207. That was the difference of those free hits that they gave.
No, but full credit to Dasun Chanaka
My
and
God.
also Asalanka.
Asalanka.
And Asalanka also. The way he clobbered these bowlers, UZ Chahal, and UZ Chahal was in the middle of a great spell by
Exactly.
the way.
Today you
The
find the
Those 2 balls.
first 2 overs was so brilliant, and then Asalanka, and then even against Umran Malik, I think Umran Malik dismissed a batsman, and immediately the next ball or a ball later, I think he was clobbered for a 6.
So
And-
he was on a hat trick. I think the ball that you're talking about, he was on a hat trick.
That was straight 6.
Straight 6.
Yeah. But I'm saying there was a 6
That pull
that,
shot.
That pull shot, he hit it in front of square of Umran Malik's quicker delivery. Asalanka
Did
hammered him there.
Asalanka do that or Mendes do that and get to his 50?
Asalanka.
Okay.
Asalanka did
Because
that.
even Asalanka, Mendes, he slashed one on the offside, got to his 50 off Umran Malik with his 6.
No, but the opening, I'm talking about leg side.
You're also talking about Asalanka. I was talking about Mendes. Again, the lines were poor, especially from the fast bowlers, and that the numbers tell you, given the start that they had, they raced to a 15 in no time. The openers.
And Arshdeep, okay, firstly it is very difficult to imagine and fathom the fact that he bowled so many no balls in his very first overs, and that too back to back. And then also the balls that he bowled were directed onto their pads, the batsman Kushal Mendes. In fact, all those deliveries were directed on his pads, and it was very easy for the batsman to just hit them on the onside for 6s.
My point is that you make a mistake of a no ball, right? What do you do the next ball? I mean, I'm just trying to think from a bowler's point of view. You make a mistake, okay, one no ball has happened.
You go and mark your run up all
and
over
you're
again.
extra careful the next ball. And you sometimes, usually what bowlers do, they end up bowling from far behind that
Correct.
crease just because you're so cautious. In Arshdeep's case, I don't know, there could either be 2 things. Either he was careless, he couldn't care less and said, no, it'll come right somehow or the other. Or he was too nervous. He was so nervous that even though he was trying to correct it, but when you're really nervous, some things just don't get corrected. I think he was that. But I'm surprised that he'd be nervous here, because this is a guy who in the last 6 months have played much high pressure games than a bilateral game. Yeah. He's played the Asia Cups, he's played the T20 World Cup, he's played like bigger games. So why would he get nervous in a bilateral game at home? So I don't know.
This front
what
foot
to make
no
of it.
ball has been a problem with Arshdeep.
It has been, but never this much in a game. And having done once, as I said, you do it once and then you're extra careful for the next few balls. Forget about next few balls. He's not even careful about the next ball that he bowls, and that's again a no ball. That's careless, or he's supremely nervous for whatever reason. I can't make out. As I said, considering he's played much high pressure.
To say that he was nervous doesn't quite fit right now. Also, given that you had a 1-0, you have a 1-0 lead in the series already. There's not, of course, you want to wrap the series up today, but the fact that you're bowling first, there's no real pressure.
Unless he's coming back after some time.
He did, remember, he missed the last game.
Yes.
And then didn't play the ODIs
In Bangladesh.
against
In Bangladesh,
Yes, he wasn't
exactly.
there.
So he's out of rhythm totally.
Yeah.
But again, as Nikhil was saying, after you bowl a no ball, you're more cautious the
So you tend to
delivery.
overcompensate, right?
Yeah.
Didn't really happen here.
And these are big no balls, by the way. huh?
No, it's not a minor
Big
thing. He
no
was
balls.
clearly entire foot ahead.
And big no balls when bowling after a no ball. It was shocking. It was shocking to say the least. Imagine if it was, I'm just saying, if it was the Pakistan team. You know the kind of memes and things and all
Oh
that.
yeah,
happened.
social media would
it's
have been brutal.
It's a fact. It's
Yes,
a fact.
Yes,
I mean, but it was totally out of the ordinary. Roy SP is saying, I really hope India doesn't hurry these young bowlers in long formats. Let them establish them in T20 first. No balls have been a problem for long,
Yeah.
which is true.
Which is true, yeah.
In fact, I mean, I was at that stage. I was almost going to tweet that very unfair on Hardik Pandya that Arshdeep bowled one poor over and you didn't bring him only to bowl another over and you got him really towards the death. Yeah, because you're like, really, okay, one bad over, he would have done better. It so happened that second over was no better.
was worse. Oh, just as bad.
Just as bad as that first over that he bowled.
No, see, let's again thinking from Pandya's perspective. Maybe he thought I don't have death bowlers, and Arshdeep is the most bankable death bowler.
No, but
I
then
have.
you would have got him for more overs.
Yeah,
na?
correct.
There was only one over. I mean, he had bowled one. And if he was your good death bowler, then I would have thought that
Give him
you would
two
have gone
overs.
him at 17th and 19th or whatever, or 18th or 20th. That is something what he would have done. But he got him only at the 19th, which meant that he was not interested in bowling him another over.
Another over, just didn't-
assuming he had a good over. Also,
Nah.
he was not going to get another over. So that was a bit surprising. But in hindsight, I think he's.
To be fair,
Hardik was bang on.
Hardik only bowled 2 overs.
No, I think now what I'm beginning to realize is Hardik is not going to be bowling at the death. For some, he's not being
Even when
bowling.
the team needs him, it's very clear.
Maybe he's not confident to be bowling.
But when you were the best bowler on the day, you gave India a good start in that first over, looked like one of the better bowlers today, and of course, you needed to plug the runs. You had to put the lid on right towards the end. You'd already leaked too many runs. This was the situation where you should have picked up the
but-
ball as the leader and said, okay, I'm not going to let, I'm going to try to do some damage
I think
control
that's
here.
his limit. 3 overs is his limit.
He bowled 2 today.
He bowled 2 today.
No, and also there is another limit I feel, which is that okay, with the newish ball he's
Yeah, he
fine.
gets some-
He's not the kind of goal, and that could be true. Maybe he believes that the Arshdeeps of the world or Mavis of the world are out and out bowlers who are probably more suited to be bowling at death than he is. So that could be one reason why he's not bowling at
The
death.
Mavi and the death can tell you from experience.
I don't know what to make of Umran Malik because I'm excited to see him. I like the fact that he picked 3 wickets, but there is a downside to it where he's leaked 48 at a economy of 12, which is the third highest actually, because we've had Shivam Mavi at 13 and Arshdeep at 18.
18 points.
Third
The
highest.
problem, I think Umran Malik, those 3 wickets would have still looked better. It's just that everybody, except for Yuzi, Akshar and Hardik, for a change, even Akshar Patel
That's very economical.
was very economical today. So, it looks even worse. Umran Malik, Shivam Mavi, 4 overs, 53. Arshdeep, 2 overs, 37 runs. Pacers except for Hardik Pandya, and also because I think Hardik Pandya has the kind of movement that's needed with the new ball. And I don't know if he's ready to bend his back with the older ball.
Yeah.
Maybe
Most likely not.
I think that's.
But are we then looking at Bumrah and Hardik doing the honours once Bumrah is back?
No.
But Bumrah will bowl at the death in case
He
he
has
is
to.
there.
And
No, but then are we sure to say then Hardik Pandya is your new ball bowler then?
no.
No. On certain occasions he'll bowl. He'll come and bowl in the middle sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1 or 2 overs.
Exactly, and you will have Bumrah and Arshdeep. I know it was one bad game in the last few months, especially in the last 12 months. He's done really well. He's had his share of bad days, but no balls. And as we discussed earlier, also, in fact, the same thing we were discussing about. Yuzi Chahal a few days back, that in the last 5 odd months he hasn't bowled much, and same is the case with Arshdeep also. He hasn't bowled much in the last few months, maybe last couple of months. And for fast bowlers, it's all about rhythm. The more you bowl, the better your rhythm is. Unfortunately, he hasn't bowled too much in the last few, but no excuses though.
But I'll tell you one thing that I'm giving credit to Arshdeep. He was one of the better bowlers in terms of he was in control of what to bowl, where he got his yorkers right, he got his low full tosses right. The problem was that he was overstepping.
Yeah,
and so those good balls, which could have been a dot ball or a single, he had to bowl another one, which is a free hit where the batsman could swing and got him for a 6. Those figures would have looked much better. So sometimes you're bowling no balls and you're bowling poorly. I think certain places Arshdeep did bowl well, especially towards the death. Just that too many no balls. Too many no balls.
Oh.
I saw the ball really seam, yeah.
Away from the batsman.
Yeah.
From Rishan Kishan, left-hander.
So, are we getting there, Shane?
I don't know. You need a good start. You need a very good start.
That's like saying if, Ishan and Shubman get quick half centuries, then...
Yeah, I've seen my IPL team lose a final after getting to
Okay, but get to the point. Are they getting there or not?
I think they'll struggle. I think they'll struggle.
Exactly. Still he's saying I think they'll struggle.
A struggle. I'm leaving myself just a little bit of wiggle room.
That's always
No, struggle
better.
means that they're not going to
Hey.
they're not going to make it. That's what he's trying to say. I'm saying unlikely India win. It's Sri Lanka. Very tough. It'll be like they'll have to pad out their skin, like one of the games to remember type of performance. Otherwise,
if they actually do that.
Yeah, it'll be like a
It'll be amazing.
blockbuster game to remember.
This one.
Okay, but if it does turn out to be that game, who would you bet your money on to get you to those many runs? Who would be that one batter?
Sky and Hardik, I'll go with experience too.
Rahul?
Big experience.
Yeah.
Same?
Experience. Because I see, firstly you'll need a good start, then also
This one came back in.
Jeez.
and also you need to finish well, because it will get close if you're chasing somewhere around 207. So that means you will need a finisher to finish things off, and that has to come.
Akshar Patel,
Yeah.
Deepak Huda.
I think that has to come with the experience, and Hardik and Surya would be my men if this has to happen.
Yeah.
But in the great Kapil Dev's words, मुश्किल है लेकिन मजा आएगा.
चलिए देखते हैं.
Impossible तो नहीं है.
Kapil Bhaji will never say anything impossible. The man who's won India the World Cup in 1983 against
Oh my God.
that West Indian side. Very-
Mr. Shekhar from the US was saying, morning all, good morning to you. It's night for us. You could have put Shanaka and Asalanka on your title. Give credit instead of underestimating. Oh, Mr. Shekhar, thank you for...
I think to a great extent you are right. I agree. In fact, I just saw that Mridul Krishna's comment also. Mridul, in fact, this is exactly what you were saying. We were discussing the moment before, before the start of this conversation, this chat. We were discussing the very same thing. Imagine, and also Dasun Shanaka may have underachieved in his career, because he's such a good all-rounder. He's such a good batsman. Especially in that lower middle order, he can be brutal.
Yeah.
And as Janaki is saying, you got to love his temperament. Actually, he's so icy
So
cool
chill.
in like a tough
Yeah.
situation, and then he's hitting the ball, yet he's not looking like he's aggressive or something. Just doing it calmly,
Ups his
easy.
game against India. He just loves playing against
A
India.
lot of
Dharamshala.
lot of players.
Now, this sort of a score, what do you do if
Firstly, you got to get back to ball.
if you lose a quick wicket? Who comes in, Rahul Tripathi or Surya?
I would send Tripathi actually. Interesting. I'd keep Surya
Quite
for
possible.
the onslaught.
Quite possible.
Like get me a base and then Surya goes.
And Surya, one of the reasons could be the way he played in. I hope there are no cracks. The kind of movement
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm saying. You're saying what should be the approach? First they got to connect, then the approach will come later. First connect with the ball.
So and Surya, if you just look at his numbers in the World Cup.
Oh, much better.
Oh, beauty.
Yeah, on the pads, though.
But they are
Shubman
very
Gill
And he was probably looking for that in nipper, didn't get his line right.
Looks beautiful.
Still, you got 12 runs, huh?
He got back to ball. I mean,
Despite.
The
One
ball
was
going
wide
out.
that went for 4, one on the back. Yeah. See, that's what I mean.
to be fair, a lot of Umrans also. Apache is flying. 48
like
runs.
3-4
That's going to be the case. I think we
good
should
balls.
get used to it.
Yeah, of
Imran
course.
will give away
Express
runs. And the
pace.
exactly. You've got to run.
And also, at times, if from one end you're not leaking too many runs, it does add to the pressure. But here,
You were leaking runs everywhere.
exactly. So that's one thing. Sorry, I couldn't get Ahmad Khajuria's question. Anyways,
Okay then.
we'll
Enjoy the game.
We'll see you after the match.
नामुमकिन है पता लगेगा
मजा आएगा.
Wasn't